Oh,
Oh, go ahead. We're on, but
I was going to say I'll wait till you put on your bandage because I'll be able to hear it on the mic. No, folks, I did not beat her. She cut her finger while she was tooling her own leather vest.
I was trying to break apart the chicken. All right, ready?
Hi, this is Ronald Malcolm with Carb Educate, and today what I'm going to do is address some of the inherent curiosity about my condition. When I first began this video series, I gave you a brief overview of, kind of quote unquote how I got here, because when I started this, I was 535 pounds. When I was in high school, I did carry some extra weight, but I was really strong and I was really healthy. I used to ride my bike to school on the days I could that I had the chance, even after I got my driver's license, just because I enjoyed it. We lived out in the country, and so school was about 7-8 miles away, if I'm not mistaken, and I'd ride my bike, and we're talking some hilly, Illinois countryside. So I got in a pretty good workout, as you might imagine. I had friends who had farms. I worked on farms, and so I was quite active. And so the weight was obviously well under control. I was never a track star, but then again, I never wanted to be a track star, so I guess that would explain it. In college, I actually started out pretty well too. My freshman year at Alpha College, I actually was into weightlifting. I actually got pretty cut, and I had lost a lot of the kind of like quote unquote baby fat. And my sophomore year, I got involved in Shotokan karate. And so I was active. I mean, I wasn't skinny, but I mean, I was doing fine. It was a case of if I laid off the beer and pizza for a semester, I would have been fine. But by the time I got into grad school, things had slowed down. For those who haven't been to graduate school, you spend a lot of time reading and then writing about what you read, and then you read some more. And so I didn't have as active a lifestyle. I still didn't gain so much weight that it imposed any sort of difficulties on me moving around. Couldn't wear, nice little mini skirts anymore, but someday you just have to walk away from that. But instead, what it was is just that as I became socially more isolated, there just wasn't as much, I guess, pressure to watch what I was eating. And when you're studying seriously, like when you're having to read, ancient Latin texts for your professor or whatever, you don't want to spend a lot of time doing other things. So I ordered pizza a lot. It got to the point where, given the day of the week, I'd call some place. There used to be this place called Grog's Pizza in Normal, Illinois. They would pick up the phone and say, "Okay, Ron, what do you want?" That's how much they could predict, what I was ordering. Yeah, I mean, I put on weight, but I still was walking to campus, all around campus, and mobility just wasn't an issue. After graduate school, damn it, I've hit my 30s, it's time to take care of this. And I nearly did. For about a year, I was working out. I'd gotten up to 75 minutes doing interval training per day on an elliptical, plus I was lifting weights. So I was getting really healthy, really fast. I was getting really strong. And then, of course, life intervened, and I up with an employment situation that, of course, necessitated me being in a car for long periods of time, sitting down, and so eating out of my car. And I did put on weight again, and then I got to a place where I'm like, okay, I'm going to take care of this again. And so I started lifting weights. I was doing the cardio again, back on my favorite, elliptical trainer. Which, seriously, guys, if you're going to get hooked on a machine, the elliptical trainer is the one you want to do. It is so easy on your joints. But anyway, so again, I was beating this weight problem. I was doing a really good job. And then there's this freak accident. I was driving one day with the windows down, and I got behind this truck, and it was just like a smudge pot. And I got a few lungs full of that, and I had an asthma attack. In fact, it was so bad I had to go to my doctor's office, and they literally wheeled me to the ER from the doctor's office in a wheelchair. And so I was in the hospital for a week, and something changed. Just something about my mentality changed, where all of a sudden I became acutely aware of my vulnerability, or maybe I've just, became obsessed with vulnerability. I don't know. I mean, I guess that's kind of a chicken or the egg question. But the thing is that it became more difficult for me to initiate like, healthy lifestyle choices. And also at that point, I had to also get a full-time job. Again, more sedentary, no time literally to work out. I'd wake up, I'd be to work at 7, I'd be at 7 a.m., I'd be done at 9 p.m. And, I'd be lucky if I got 5 or 6 hours of sleep. And so, I just started getting worn down. And then I got an infection, and from there, literally I just went to hell in a handbasket. I ended up doing the timeshare programs for all the medical facilities in the Midwest. I think my insurance carrier told me in 1 quarter they spent $250,000 on me. That's how much I was in the hospital. And I'm like, you're trying to guilt me. Look, I paid the premium. But anyway, so the thing is that weight loss kind of took a back seat, and really kind of doing anything, I was just, really fragile. And, obviously the smart thing would have been like, well, hey, since I'm not moving as much, maybe instead of having, pizza or, burgers from Culver's, maybe you should have a salad. But it really doesn't work that way. And so for like the next 6 years, it was just a case of me trying to manage my declining health, which got me depressed, which means I kind of gained more weight because I just started feeling this sense of futility. We kept getting to a point where I was just going to completely give up, and I was just going to say, well, the hell with this. I'll, just ride this out for the rest of my life. Then I started getting help more in my day-to-day life, and I got back that sense of hope and that sense of the possibility that there is a future for me. And so that for some reason that realization took hold, and so that's when I started trying to lose weight again. And I did a couple of times where I lost weight and then kind of backed off, lost weight and backed off. And this, for whatever reason, for this time, I'm actually kind of in it really well. Well, I know the reasons. I have much better support. My family supports me, and also I just have help, so that it's much easier, especially when you have someone to whom you're responsible every day. So anyway, that was it. It was just a slow progression at first, and then just like a really sharp decline. You can be intellectually aware of things, but if the emotional reality puts you in a certain place, you're going to be there no matter how smart you are. None of us are androids. We're going to do, what we feel at least as much as what we think. So anyway, I hope I've answered some questions. Down below, tell me what you think. Tell me how your experience may be different or the same. And if you liked what you heard today, if you'd like more content like this, please hit the like. And to continue the conversation, please hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification button so you'll be notified of new content, which will always be Monday through Friday and sometimes other days as well. Thank you for your time. You have a great day.